Hello my crafty lovelies, it's Pamela. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share with you my finished Husswif sewing roll, and it is the end of the month, but I made it despite having surgery on my hand. So let's get started and see this beautiful piece. I absolutely love it. It's tied with a piece of dyed silk, and let me show you the outside. I just went with the whole theme of the colors that were in the fabric. I just decided to embrace it because I wanted to challenge myself to use colors that I don't normally use, which would be the goldy yellow and brown and orange and kind of a peachy salmon color. So this is my piece on the outside. It's all the stitching that I did here with 3 different colors of thread. I've got some very vintage yo-yos, some very, very old lace. This is from the 1800s, early 1800s. I did some little seed stitching here, daisy stitches, French knots, pistol stitches. This is a very, very old piece of lace across this green piece of taffeta, and I have a silk tobacco card, and I just adhered it with some double-sided interfacing because I didn't want it to fray because it is so old, and I tried stitching on one previously and it started to pull apart, so that's why there's not any stitching. I may try and do a few little French knots or something later when I'm able. I wanted to do some drizzle stitches in the yo-yos and make them look like flower centers, but I didn't have the strength in my hand to do that at the time. So, and then I just outlined the whole thing with some bias tape that I made from some fabric. Let me just give you a few close-ups. Stitching. Let me do it this way. You can see all the little seed stitches all in here. And then I did French knots, lazy daisy stitches, a lot of blanket stitch. But let's roll it back up and look at it as it unrolls. So first off, I have a very old piece of measuring tape that I put onto a piece of dyed velvet ribbon, and I used wool for the pockets, and in the pockets I have some vintage pins, little pins, and vintage snaps that I wanted to kind of have at hand to use. And then as you unroll it to the next one, this is a little pin cushion. And then the last, let me move it up, make sure I'm on camera. The last section, 2 sections, are I took a piece of leather and stitched 2 pieces together. I punched holes in them, stitched it together onto the base. It holds a pair of scissors, and then this little pocket holds some of my linen buttons, abalone buttons, and these little teeny itty bitty baby buttons to use on projects. And then this pocket, I just took some embroidery floss and braided it, and this little pocket holds just a few of my favorite old buttons. There are a few more in there, I can't get them out, but it just holds some of my favorite little buttons. and it just wraps around this button to keep it closed. And then the last pocket is also wool, and I just did a bunch of pistol stitches and some little like grass. I wanted to do some birds and some little things on these other pieces here, but my hand was bothering me so much before surgery that I didn't get it done. And I actually did the bias tape piece after surgery. It took me forever to do. But anyway, I got it done, and I may add other little things along the way, but this last pocket holds some beeswax, a little scissor sharpener, and a little needle threader. And these are obviously newer items, but I'm looking for some vintage ones to put in here to just kind of keep the whole thing very authentic and old. But let me lay it out this way. I know it's sideways, but at least you can see the whole thing from top to bottom. It measures obviously just about 8 inches wide and 18 inches long. And I love how it turned out. I didn't think I would. I was a little skeptical because of the color scheme, but I just wanted to continue on, and I really do love how it turned out. I do like it a lot, and I will be using it. I keep it next to my needle book that I made quite a while ago. A little needle book that holds all my needles. I should show that to you. Let me grab it. So this is my little needle book, and I did this quite a while ago, and it holds all my needles. I've got my Shishiko needles I need to put in here, but it holds all my needles and a little needle threader and a little rubber piece to pull needles through. And so that's why I didn't include any place for needles in this book, or in this roll, because I've already got a place where all my needles are happy at home in this little needle book. So I will keep them together in a little sewing basket that I have, and they're all handy for when I'm doing my stitchery. It's my Husswif sewing roll. But that is it. So let me know what you think. Did you make one of these? Would you make one of these? The only thing I think I would do different is I would make it maybe just another inch or two longer. So this is 18, so I'd probably go 20 inches just to give myself a little more room to roll. So if I have things in the pockets, that there's plenty of room still to roll it over and have the flap come over the front. So anyway, love you guys. Thanks for spending time with me, and I'll talk to you soon. Remember, be kind to each other. God bless. Love you guys. Bye.